All right, folks, here's another great question from Chloe McIntosh, a student at Northeastern University. What mistakes can we expect to make as first-time instructional designers? We know that we're not bad at our jobs, and it's just part of starting out. Where can we give ourselves grace? Great question.
Well, I could tell you, as someone who came into instructional design from a lot of different places, none of which was instructional design, I think I made every mistake possible. And to be honest, I really didn't have anybody to help me. No one was mentoring me at that time because I was not yet in grad school, and Dr. Cook and everybody else that came along, it really did help me. So early on, I made a lot of stupid mistakes. And, you just have to expect at some point there is a learning process. There is a growth through any career that you do. You're not going to walk into it and be perfect. I don't care what you do, what the career path is.
I think it's how you position yourself too, how you present yourself. So giving yourself grace, I love that phrase because you really have to give yourself grace in anything that you pursue, right? You're going to fail up. I like to consider it calling it failing up, and therefore you're giving yourself grace because anytime that you're not going out there and trying something new and getting your feet wet, you're really just stagnant. So that's when you're actually just failing, period. Failing up means you are giving it a try, you're giving it your best. And yeah, you're going to mess up. Give yourself that grace, realize you're going to. And, something that my earliest experience with instructional design was the first few years teaching with the International Masonry Institute. I was very, very nervous. I don't know anything about masonry or any of that stuff. And I went into it thinking, gosh, these people are going to look at me like, who is this person, this girl? That freaked me out. And of course, Chuck, my mentor, said, no, that's not how it is. It's okay to admit that you don't have masonry skills, but you have these particular skills. You are going to help take them to the next level. You have instructional design skills, you have life experience skills, and you're going to share that with them. And you're going to create a learning environment where it's safe to share, it's safe to fail, it's safe to make mistakes. And if you present yourself in that particular way, with the idea that you are not perfect and you never want anyone to think you are perfect, then you know what? You allow others the grace to learn as well. That's how I looked at it.
Okay. Yeah. And you have to, as an instructional designer, just assume you're on a learning curve. And as Denise has said, and from my experience, I would say 95% of the things that I've designed courses for, I'm not a subject matter expert in. And I don't have that expertise. And that's one area where new designers feel a certain level of discomfort is, well, I don't know this content. I'm not a subject matter expert. I can't tell you how a nuclear power plant works or how a rocket goes to the moon. These are not things I'm good at. But if you want a course on this, just give me some great people and we'll get it done. So I think taking away the things that we all know after a little bit of time in the field that happen when you first start is, one, you don't know everything. You're not going to know all the content. Even if you're designing for yourself, you have to step back a little bit and say, okay, well, what are the important things about this I need to know to design it? And you have to also look at it as most of the people that you will work with will have no concept of instructional design. And whatever their views on this might be could start to impact you because you think, well, what am I missing if they're not agreeing with me? What is going on if I can't make them happy? And I found out very early that the longer somebody's been doing this and doing it poorly, the more stubborn they are about admitting there's a better way to do something. And many times when you get into a new design situation, you've got this whole group of people that are grandfathered in, if you want to, or legacy or whatever you want to say, and they have their way of doing it, and you're the new kid on the block, and yeah, so you're in grad school, big deal, go get a coffee. And that brings a little bit of, oh gosh, maybe I don't know this stuff as well as I think, or, what am I doing wrong? And I could say to you right off the bat, just expect to make mistakes. Don't be influenced by people that don't know the content of instructional design, because you are a subject matter expert in instructional design. And you just have to be okay with, all right, here's what's going on. I've got to make mistakes. I'll fix them. And every time I design something new, I'm going to do it a little better than the last one. And the next time it's going to be a little better than the last one. And it doesn't take that long for you to get to that comfort level where you feel comfortable defending your decisions and thinking about what you're doing, asking for help when you need it. There's nothing wrong with that. I still ask for help on content. I'm not expecting myself to be the perfect subject matter expert. So give yourself a little slack and feel okay with the learning curve. And you'll find very quickly that after 6 months or a year, you will know more than 99% of the people that call themselves instructional designers, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's happening that is not well designed, yet it's coming under the title of instructional design. So give yourself a break.
Yeah. And also, one thing that I would like to drive home is that when you when you feel like you messed up, reframe the way you look at that as, wow, this is a really great opportunity for me to make this even better next time around. Look at it that way. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've redesigned a course based on facilitating it and saying, oh, this could be better. Or, oh, yeah, this didn't quite hit home. I need to change this, and being okay with that. That's part of the process. And that is to me, that's the best part of the process, is taking something and letting it marinate, work through it, massage it into place. And then if it's not working, change it. Be okay with that. It's all good. It means you're growing.
So give yourself a little space. Be okay with not being perfect, because I'm not perfect. I mean, it's just the way it is. So if you're just starting out, you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable, just take a breath. It's all going to be good. You're going to find that you'll find as many mentors as detractors as you go through this, and listen to the good advice, let the rest of it bounce off, and you're going to be fine. And it really is about experience and making mistakes and learning from them. Yeah. So it's no different than any other field. Whether you're in athletics or physics, I mean, it just doesn't matter. It's still the same process. But I feel like instructional designers have a little bit of a vulnerability because we're not well known. People don't know what we do. Never heard of instructional design. Certainly never heard of ISD unless you're in an independent school district. So we got this whole thing going on. And all this sits on our shoulders sometimes, but don't let it. You're going to be fine. Take a breath, move on.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Chloe, for sending in your question. Again, folks, if you have questions, please send them in. We love, love, love to do this. Thank you.